I'm sorry, I don't think I can do this.
It was a bombshell no one wanted to hear, especially as the Nautilus's repairs were finally wrapping up.
What are you talking about? This was our dream, wasn't it? What did you...
I'm afraid, okay?
A heavy silence permeated the room. It was uncanny how much of my former self I saw in him. Actually, uncanny's not the word. It was downright painful. See, to pilot an airship, you gotta make peace with the fear of flying, a close cousin of the fear of death. You, afraid? Aren't you a trained helmsman? I knew exactly how he felt, but decided to play dumb. His response was so faint, I wasn't sure if he'd said anything at all. Turns out, he made a bad call during a practice flight and crashed his vessel. Barely escaped with his life.
I don't want this dream to die, but my arms shake whenever I think of taking the wheel again.
Poor kid, he hadn't figured it out yet, but I knew how to teach him. Real shame the Nautilus won't have a helmsman. Maybe I should take over, till you're feeling up to it.
No. The Nautilus is our ship.
He took the bait. Fair enough. Then come with me for a ride on the Grand Cipher. If you've got the grit for it, I mean. It was a risky gamble, but I had a feeling Lady Luck was on my side that day.
Well, another day, another dime.
Incredible. It even has an autopilot mode?
She's got it all, kid.
Why did Rackham bring us aboard?
I'm not quite sure myself, actually, but it is kind of fun.
Rackham! We've got company!
No, I'm too young to die!
Everybody take cover. I'll handle this.
Rain hell on them! Fire!
Let's go!
I beat this!
There's more of them!
Just stay calm. I won't let you get in harm's way. I promise.
Take that! Hot enough for you?
Oh, you're in for it.
It's go time! Take that!
Great. Now we gotta deal with these pests too. Always expect the unexpected, because in the sky, life and death fly cheek by jowl.
Expect the unexpected.
Been saving this one. Fire in the hole!
Very cool! You're a lifesaver!
By the eye! Bring it!
Trigger fingers itching. You got it.
Stay alert.
Yep, eyes on the prize.
Bring out the big guns.
Ready to go!
Trigger fingers itching.
Come on!
On me. Got you covered.
Continue
the assault.
Ready, Fred!
No kidding.
Here, needle.
Fire! Come on! Into
I
the
can't
front!
believe he took down those wyverns. Skyfarers are a whole different breed, huh?
My flame doesn't roast. It creates and destroys.
Stay sharp! We've got more wyverns coming our way!
Well, the first horde was just recon, huh? Bring it! They'll go down all the same.
I think I'm starting to get it, Rackham. Why it is that you fight. I mean, you want to take to the skies? You gotta be ready for the storms, right?
Yeah. When you truly believe in a dream, the risk of danger is a small price to pay.
A dream, huh? I let fear get the best of me, and I guess I lost sight of what's important.
That's all the helmsmen. Take that! Rain hell on them! Take him! Go time! It's go! Bring out the big guns! The river run red! That all?
All right, that's the last of them. Now then, take a good look around you. Tell me that ain't a sky worth putting your life on the line for.
Yeah, that's really something, huh? I never knew it could be this beautiful.
Ha! How you guys feeling?
Incredible! The skies are so vast!
Wow.
So that's what the town looks like from up high.
What a relief. I was worried the monster attack had only made things worse for the would-be crew. But the gamble paid off. The helmsman's eyes lit up with newfound determination.
The Nautilus will fly, and you can bet I'll be at the helm.
The skies have a way of making us understand. I'm just glad this kid decided to listen.
Hello.
We took our first steps into the forest. There's something about the woods after it rains. The air's so pure and refreshes the spirit. I had a good feeling we'd find that garden in no time. My optimism didn't last long. We spent hours searching every single likely spot, and a lot of unlikely ones too. Yet the garden eluded us. If it was here, it was tucked away somewhere really obscure. While we searched for those flowers, I made sure to keep tabs on Karzeda as well. The sun might have come out, but his expression was still clouded. He looked like he was on the verge of breaking down. I figured I should say something to try and shore up his spirits. I told him that no matter how harsh things are now, or how bad some days will be, there's always meaning in getting up each day, even if it takes some time to find it. Sometimes a search will take you back the way you came. Sometimes it's a detour. But even that has meaning, because the answer could lie off the beaten path. The important thing is to take things 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 day at a time. Even regret, though it seems as tall and foreboding as a mountain, might become a gentle hill you could walk over, given enough time. I know what it sounds like. But I wasn't just telling him this to make myself feel better. It's just... sometimes, you have to run when the going gets tough, and that's fine. Just as a ship needs a port in a storm, a soul needs a safe harbor. Turning your back on your problems isn't the solution. No one knows that better than me. But we're allowed to make mistakes. That's part of the journey, and what it means to be alive. At some point, we have to settle up with the demons inside of us and learn to live with them. I've been skyfaring long enough to trust my gut, and it says we'll find that garden.
Thank you. If only I knew what she was growing.
We'll know once we find it. Just stay close to us, okay? Now then!
Let's look for that garden.
How about I won't let you down?
Not bad.
See? I can teach you a thing or two.
Impressive.
This wood is aromatic. Should ward off the bees. Maybe it was put here to protect the flowers. There might be more nearby. Here goes! Here's a little payback. Now then.
Scarlet Sword.
My call!
This might hurt.
It's over!
Another scented stick. And more over there.
There sure are a lot of sticks lying around. How'd they get like this? Keep your eyes peeled. The garden ought to be nearby.
This is the place. I know it. But it's...
The monsters are really going to town. First things first, we fight. Get back, Carthader. That butters my biscuit. They quit. The flyer, huh? Nothing me and my gun can't handle. You reap what you sow. Here goes. Got him in my pocket.
Can't rest on our laurels just yet.
Aye, aye.
Fine.
Gotta beat him.
A wyvern too? Give me a
How about
break
no?
already.
Here goes. Blast him.
Understood.
Watch where you throw the sparks, huh?
My fire burns only what I wish it to burn.
Come on. That's the spirit.
Who do you think I am?
Here's a little payback. Yeah. Here goes. Caesar, put me in.
It's over, you goons.
Earned my respect.
You mean I didn't have it before? Here goes. You reap what you your dust. Gotta beat up. Huh. That's some handiwork.
What did you
Now
expect?
then.
We handled the monsters, but the garden.
You all right, Karzada? Come on, pull yourself together. People weren't the only ones who lost their homes to the storm. Monsters that were driven from their former territories flocked to the woods surrounding Folka. We finally found the garden, but the monsters had trampled a good chunk of the flowers, leaving behind only a few pathetically wilted survivors. Karzada stared at the carnage, dumbstruck. I couldn't blame him. It's not like the monsters had done it on purpose, but they might as well have stampeded over his broken heart. I'm no gardening expert, but even in their sorry state, I could tell that the flowers had been well cared for. Fertilizer, spades, watering cans, and other tools were laid out. Inside one of the equipment boxes, we found a notebook with detailed records of all the flowers she had planted. The notebook had instructions on how much fertilizer was needed to help the flowers take root in the mineral-loaded soil, the best time for planting, the names of the flowers, and what they symbolize. I passed the notebook to Karzeda, who began reading it as if the secret to life was written in its pages. Maybe for him it was. The last page described another flower garden, separate from this one. With the notebook to guide us, we went in search of it. As we walked, I prayed for Karzeda's sake that the other garden was intact.
Hello.
The text seemed to be a log from an experiment of sorts. Although it was barely legible, I tried to grasp its meaning. Originally, it was Excavalion, primal beast of fortification, who forged a pact with Almarine Island. Although it's unclear why, Excavalion would eventually migrate to Dali, leaving Konohana Sakuya to take its place on Almarine. That was all I could make out of the texts. With this new information, I needed to re-examine the facts. First, the stage. Almarine Island, home to Seed Hollow and its citizens, once protected by Excavalion. Next, a curious switch. Konohana Sakuya takes its place as the island's pact-bound primal. Now, our present mysteries. A crystal shard replete with Excavallion's aura. On Graminu's altar beneath the castle, the ominous forms. And finally, Konohana Sakuya's curious reappearance. Think, Rosetta. Was the shard left behind by Excavalion? Did it serve a purpose in protecting the island? It was possible that Avia's invasion of Seed Hollow destroyed this mechanism, causing the primal to reveal herself in defense.
Now that I think about it, the ghost rumors started to pop up only after that crystal beneath the castle was destroyed.
So, it was all connected. There's no time to explain, but more ominous forms will appear if we don't repair this island's defense system. Where could we find another fortifying crystal?
How about Dolly? That's where Excavalion lives now, right? Maybe it's got a spare lying around.
Indeed. If we were to find a solution to our problems, it would be buried beneath those churning sands. If I'm not mistaken, we should come across a guardian crystal not too far from here. Let's take a look around those hills. Do you remember where we fought that griffin? Oh, oops. Didn't mean to wake you. Mind letting us pass through?
Bend to my will.
There now.
Or break!
I will love you tenderly.
Fly if you can!
Not quite the crystal we're looking for. A wild monster's den. I'd like to avoid needless bloodshed if possible. You want more, don't you?
I can do
Welcome
that
to
too.
my garden. Come, Crimson! Oh my, thank you.
Duh, that ain't it. I don't think we're in the right place. Let's try to hit up that hilly area. Nothing this way either, huh? Excavalion. It's faint, but I can feel it.
Did we find it?
Ah! A cobra! It must have
Come
been
and
waiting
get
to
it.
strike!
It seems words won't work. Get ready, everyone. Sorry. Your flames, they brought me back here. Don't let it strike you with venom. What there now?
My flame exists.
Attack!
to
It's
dispel.
over! Now then, where were we?
Oh, we did it! Let's take this crystal back to Seed Hollow.
Shortly after securing a crystal from Dolly, we returned to Seed Hollow Castle. We installed the new crystal beneath the castle, causing a pale green light to illuminate the area. It was the familiar aura of hallowed ground, sure to repel any lingering ominous forms.
It's too bad we couldn't meet her. Konohana Sakuya.
The mystery had been solved on nearly all fronts. I'd be lying if I said I was completely satisfied, however. After all was said and done, I still didn't get the opportunity to clear the air with her.
Need something? We called upon the nobleman, who, as before, had found himself a lofty place to stand, no doubt to compensate for his lowness of character. Sir Soupstock stepped bravely forth and spoke thus.
Listen, punk. We know you've been kidnapping people and using them for forced labor, which is, FYI, illegal. I've also got proof that all the money from that phony charity of yours is being used to hire Aviath soldiers.
And?
The nobleman showed no sign of discomposure. Not one hair on his well-groomed head stirred. And yet, Sir Soupstock, bless his valiant soul, refused to back down.
Once this information gets out, you can kiss your fancy-ass titles goodbye.
Oh, but it's not going to get out. You see, that's why I've threaded together my lovely little network. Those rumors I circulated? Merely the opening act. I've got the soldiers now, and come next week, it's curtains for the family Zathba.
The nobleman showed his teeth in a glacial grin.
You want all-out war? But why?
Sir Soupstock stared back, fuming.
Well, I suppose there's no harm in revealing my master plan here. Dead men tell no tales and all that.
In the nobleman's eyes, coins from his charity were trickling toward a worthy cause, the subjugation of Copper Square. Putting the people there to work, he said, would do wonders for Seed Hollow's economy.
Can't you see? I'm taking rubbish and forming it into something useful. You and all you Zathba toadies are standing in the way of progress!
With that, the nobleman pointed an accusing finger at us.
These interlopers mean to hinder the mission of the church. Destroy them.
At the sound of his voice, Aviath's soldiers sprung from the shadows and hemmed us in. Stand down, Sir Soupstock! I shall teach them a lesson they won't soon forget! Here was a knave that would exploit the weak for his own profit. If I failed to make him repent his crimes, it would be a stain on the name of the Lumiel Order!
Fall, so that our church may rise again!
I shall never fall to wickedness!
Good? Evil? It's all relative. It's the winners who write history, after all.
Then let us see who fights for the stronger cause!
Impossible! How were all those soldiers defeated by a single girl?
Fortune favors the virtuous. Never you fear! Victory is assured! A leader must earn the good graces of their followers through pure and righteous conduct. You cannot buy it with gold, nor command it with power or titles. But instead of lending an ear to my advice, the nobleman began running his mouth, stabbing his own soldiers in the back with sharp words.
I thought you Avia bunch were stronger. Pity. The whole damned lot of you aren't even worth a rupee. But don't think you've won, interlopers. I am still a member of the noblesse. Those Copper Square dogs would lick my shoes in return for a crumb of favor. You may celebrate for a day, but the ultimate triumph shall be mine!
You sure about that?
Sir Soupstock pulled a transceiver from his pocket.
Everything you've said to us, you've said to those Copper Square dogs. Face it, jackass. You're finished.
Voices of censure and indignation began to spill from the transceiver. As Sir Soupstock turned a dial, they magnified, filling all the air with rage.
It can't be.
Here and there, amongst the heated words, were cries of exultation and praise for the family Zathba. Thus, overcome by a raging sea of noise, the nobleman bowed his proud head and fell to his knees. Need something?
My next visit to Folka? I could tell something was wrong as soon as I stepped foot in the city. All the adults stood huddled outside their homes, discussing, arguing. A few were weeping. Turns out, it was the Tykes. They had gone missing. The news hit me like an oncoming airship. I remembered how to breathe again. I rushed over to Ace, one blue sky knight who'd stayed behind.
What do we do? What if they never come back?
I'll find them, I promise. You need to tell me what happened. It started with Noobs. Still unused to the layout of Folka, he'd gotten lost in the woods. After about 6 hours, Skip put together a search team and went after him, without telling any adults. Now a full day had passed, and all four, Noobs, Skip, Beats, and Fessa, still hadn't returned. The whole time he was talking, Ace was shaking from head to toe. I put both my hands on his shoulders and gave him the warmest smile I could muster. You did good, Ace. Now leave the rest to me. I went straight to the Grand Cipher. Needed to recruit as many eyes as I could get. Those kids were my friends, and the future of the skies. I wasn't going to let anything happen to them. Hold on, guys. I'm coming for you.
There have to be traps. Keep your eyes peeled.
They'll be fine. I know they will. This fruit, it's still fresh. They have to be near.
Out of my way! Now!
Well done, Zane.
All revved up!
Don't celebrate just yet.
Roger that! Who do you think you're becoming?
I taught them how to camouflage themselves in this grass. You probably head out for monsters around here.
You don't think the monsters have already gotten to them?
No, they're okay. They have to be. That attack was a work.
Attack already. That should do the trick. Guess it wasn't nepotism that made you vice captain.
Nope, I earned the title, fair and square.
Water hasn't dried up yet. We have to be close. I'm coming!
Hey, pick on someone your own size.
Sir Chef!
You guys aren't hurt, right? Just wait a little longer. Feel the storm! I'm from boy.
From your lord.
Just shut in half! I need backup!
No way! He won! Looks like the little squirts are doing just fine.
Yeah, I think I need a moment.
Thanks. You did good, Sir Chef.
Skip still had enough in him to put on a brave face. That was a good sign. As I checked the rest of the tykes for injuries, I could feel that familiar tingle in my tear ducts. But I held it in. Kids had gone through enough. Without a grown man showering them in snot. I'm so glad you pulled through. The Blue Sky Nights really are amazing. Captain Skip immediately lightened the mood by trying to fit his hands around my biceps.
Whoa! I had no idea you were so strong.
Byrne, who'd been hovering nearby, crossed his paws.
You think those tree trunks are just for show? Vade's a trained knight, vice captain of the White Dragons. The White Dragons? Wait, Sir Chef, you were an actual knight?
Oh no. The upturned eyes of betrayed innocence. The ultimate technique. I started to sweat. I mean, yes, technically, but I hadn't actually lied to them, but hiding the truth was just as bad. I steeled myself for the eruption, but it never came.
Wow, a real knight! You need to let me interrogate you for my notes later. No wonder you kick butt! Dude, awesome!
I should have known. Those kids would never turn on a friend.
Good day.
Bad news! Those Avia rats are back!
The day that would test the valor of the Corps came sooner than expected. I looked up at the soldier, who had burst breathless into the guardhouse. Report.
An armed group thought to be connected with Avia is occupying the mines of Tempeel. They've taken the reconstruction workers captive, including several residents of Folka.
It would be a dangerous rescue for the Corps, who were yet untried in combat. But the soldiers quickly showed me they had not failed their training.
Captain Percival, let's fight back! We're ready! We can save those hostages!
No. I sensed something strange at work. It had been the aim of the ruined church to bolster their ranks with new converts from Folka. Why then would they occupy their mines and threaten their people? Surely it was not for ransom. The adherents of Avia held their faith high above the jewels of the earth. This had to be a trap. Of course, trap or no, the Corps could easily overthrow Avia, as long as I led them. But I could not stay in Folka forever. And so I said, do not let confidence consume your wisdom. Your duty is to protect your people, not to prove your strength. You do not know the designs of your enemy, nor whether your might can contend with theirs. You must call for aid. I saw that my warning had disheartened the soldiers. I could not blame them. They had struggled so far, only to learn that they still fell short. But glory must not be bought with blood. The lives of the islanders came first. Drawing myself up, I strove to lift their spirits. Your city needs you. There is much work to be done. Learn what you can from those that escaped the mines. Muster the defenses. Let your people know they are safe.
Yes, sir! But Captain Percival, the clock is ticking. What if the Skyfarers and reinforcements from Seed Hollow don't make it in time?
I could not hold back a smile. Do not worry. I know a crew of Skyfarers already at hand. First, to secure the hostages.
Wait! That hair!
The rooster head from Volca to our theater!
Sentries. You will wish you never saw me. As expected, there must be more of them.
How'd you get in here? Where are the lookouts? Sleep on the job? You'll never know! It's over!
There are too few of them. Their main force must be headed for Volca. Perhaps I should turn back. No. I must have faith in my comrades. All the hostages are behind bars. At least they will be kept safe from the battle.
Who are you?
You may know me as the Lord of Flames.
Are you here to save us?
We brought Gorgoroth.
So we meet again, Lord. But unfortunately for you, this battle won't go like the last one.
Not many who survived my flames dare to face them again. You are either brave or a fool.
That was great!
I can't believe it! They're winning 100-1! How? Have the stars forsaken us?
The stars do not decide our fate. We do. In turning to treachery and force, you built it. It will take more time to bind these Crusaders than it did to defeat them. I bound the hands of the Crusaders and turned them captive toward Volca.
Why, here's a stalwart little interloper. You could do far better than skyfaring, you know.
Keep silent. I will not listen to the lies of a false prophet.
Then I guess you won't believe me when I say the mines were just a diversion. We sent our main force to Volca. They'll have captured the city by now. We'll raze it to the ground and build a new Church of Avia on the smoking ruins.
The preacher continued to lay bare his plot, though I had no desire to hear it.
I know this backcountry is filled with scurrying field mice. You skyfarers were the only real threat. If we could keep you busy elsewhere, say, in some nice, dusty mines, then taking Volca would be like stealing candy from a baby.
Even now you know not of what you speak. I had already made out that the mines were not your true purpose, and you misjudge the people of Volca. There is great strength in that city. It will not fall to the likes of you.
That's hogwash!
If you will not trust my words, then perhaps you will trust your eyes. We had come to the gate of Volca.
Captain Percival, we've captured all the invaders. You should have seen us, Captain! No one messes with us on our turf!
There, trussed up before the city walls, were the remaining Crusaders of Avia. The soldiers of the Corps stood over them, bloody but triumphant. And the air was bright and filled with rejoicing as the people of Volca cried glory unto their defenders.
Impossible. How could country mice have overthrown the high hogs of Avia?
With that, the preacher fell to his knees and spoke no more.
Hello.
Vern and I left Seed Hollow and turned off the road. beating a straight path to the goblins' encampment through trees and underbrush. We arrived before the soldiers. In front of us, half hidden in the darkness of a cave, slinked the forms of dozens of goblins. Alone, goblins are not much of a threat. But when they're allowed to form hordes,
Oh, I know all about those smart little suckers. They can plot stuff and coordinate and everything.
I smiled. Vern was as much of a veteran as I was.
So earlier, you sounded like you were gonna help these soldiers out. What exactly have you got planned?
As you know, all monsters are different and must be dealt with in different ways. We shall teach these tactics to the soldiers, but from the shadows. Plan rehearsed, Vern and I crept from the shade of the trees and into the mouth of the cave. Good. Let's move. We've got to break their formations. First, let's go for a frontal assault on the sentries.
The army from Seed Hollow will be here any minute now! Hurry!
This is... Don't worry. You won't even need a minute.
We made it! Looks like the soldiers are still prepping for the fight.
Perfect. That gives us just enough time to thin down their main ranks.
More gobbles! Man, there's a lot of them!
Well, let's fix that, shall we?
Let our blades do the talking. Surrender! Too slow.
I can't believe they had so large a force. It's a good thing we came.
Be gone! Meet your doom! This is power! Surrender! Aaron! Bear witness!
Reinforcement! You got this, Siegfried!
Be gone! Break! Too slow! Meet your doom!
Nice work! I think the soldiers can pick off what's left.
I think there are a few more goblins hidden, but likely not enough to reverse the tide. We had still better conduct a search, just to be safe. Let's go in deeper.
Look! It's a goblin soldier! And what are those? Its little sidekicks?
I don't think Seed Hollow's forces will be able to handle this. We should at least bring down the goblin soldier.
So leave all the small fry alone? Got it. Don't want to rob Seed Hollow's finest of a job. Watch out for the shooter!
This is power! Enough? Your end is not. You're finished! Surrender! Bear witness! Then push through!
Well, I think we're done here. The army from Seed Hollow should be capable of handling the rest.
All right, let's head deeper in. Stay together and stay focused.
This is power!
Seems like
Be
it's
gone!
caught up. Let's go!
Freedom or honor!
Holy Bahamut! We did it!
The day is ours. Good work, troops.
Vern and I crouched behind a craggy boulder and watched as the soldiers strode about the battlefield. Not a goblin was left. The voices of the triumphant rose up and resonated about the high, cool walls of the cavern. All went well.
I guess, but those soldiers took a heck of a beating.
Vern perched himself on top of the boulder, head cocked to one side. They will continue to grow. They have experience now, and what's more, confidence. They will learn to keep their wits about them in battle, to observe the enemy and strategize.
If you're
I've been wondering about those, Siegfried. You didn't have to help these people. You're not even getting paid for this. So why go through the trouble?
I laughed softly. I think you already know the answer to that riddle. Because everything good in this world is worth protecting.
Need something?